and wir sind in nur 6 Menschen, aber es ist Zeit, wir gehen teen, was mit tät. Everybody understands that, yeah? We're going to do what we do, okay? So the erste Sache, I want to look at my stuff here because I'm all over the place. So we don't have any new people here. Wayne, welcome from across the globe. Always good to have you. All right. So last time, the letzten Mal, wir haben geredet von Sommer. Wir haben geredet von Sommer. We were talking about summer. And we learned a whole bunch of new words. Let's see what we remember. Was is a bank? A bank. It's not a bank. Was is a bank? Or a bankala. A bankala would be a diminutive.
A bench.
Bench, isn't it?
A bench. A bank is a bench. Okay. And in draußen outside in the summer, es ist duschne. Es ist sehr duschne.
Humid.
It's very humid. It's humid. And we learned another word for that also, feucht. I'm sorry, feucht. Feucht, duschne. It's damp. It's humid. It's not nice. Okay. And Eberster. What is the Eberster? Eberster. We refer sometimes to Hashem Yisbarach, to Almighty God in Yiddish as der Eberster.
The highest.
The highest, the one up there, the one up above, the highest. Eberster, the highest one. Okay. And we said we were talking about things that we like to do sometimes. We talked about Genetong.
Exercise.
Exercise. Okay.
Boss rate.
And one of the professions we were talking about was being a Lehrer. Mein Zedeflick sein, a Lehrer.
Teacher.
Lehrer is a teacher. And somebody was saying, I think it was Howard, that he drove an Autobus.
Bus.
Some people would say Autobus. Okay, he drove a bus. We in Spanish, it's an autobus. Autobus, just a bus. Okay. In the summertime, ich hab lieb zu gehen schwimmen.
To go swimming.
And we can schwimmen auf Miam.
In the
sea.
At the sea, or in Teich.
A river.
And Teich is the lake. Okay. And we said we could go also to the Breg.
Pool.
The Breg is the beach.
Oh.
The beach. Okay. And what do
Swim basin.
And we can gain some swim basin. Swim basin. Okay, and go to the swim basin or the swimming pool. Okay. As me geht zum Yam, me can sitzen auf dem Samt, Z-A-M-D, Samt, which is the Samt. Me can sitzen auf the Samt.
In the shade?
In the sand.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. And we can, if we really want to, we can build Samtkasten.
Sandcastle.
And in order to do that, to do all this work in the sand, we might need an emmer und riddle. An emmer.
Shovel. Pail and
shovel.
Pail and shovel. That's correct. You see, you got all that. Okay. And then as man sitzt auf dem Samt in the Sinn, man kann kriegen Sommersprinkler. Als man sitzt in der Sonne auf dem Samt, kann man kriegen Sommersprinkler. Summer sprinklers. Okay. And if you're lucky, you just might notice in your backyard when you're on that wonderful hammock, you might find a Zummerfegele. A Zummerfegele.
Butterfly.
A butterfly.
A summer bird butterfly. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. If you happen to go to the Teich, it's possible that you might actually get onto a schiffel. A schiffel.
A boat.
A boat. Efshe a Segel schiffel.
Sailboat.
A sailboat.
Oh,
Okay.
mhm.
And it's also possible, I seem to have misplaced stuff. I don't have them in the order. Or a Ruderen schiffel. A Ruderen schiffel.
Oh,
Rowboat.
Oh, a
rowboat.
rowboat.
A rowboat. Rudder. A rudder.
A
Okay.
rudder.
So if you look at the
Oh,
order,
he's
a
got,
rudder.
well, that's a
rowboat. There we
canoe.
go.
Oh, it is.
Canoe.
What would be canoe in Yiddish?
Basic voice. Probably the same thing.
Same thing?
I would
Rudder?
say it would be probably I would use the rowboat.
Rudder and Schiffel?
They might say a Ruderen Schiffele to make it a diminutive.
Schiffele?
Could be. I would have to look that up. I have never actually translated the word canoe. I don't know that. Yeah, I can't think that my grandparents, any of my aunts and uncles who came from the old country, would know the word canoe. They would call it a boat. And probably a rowboat. Okay, let's see. What other words did we have? Oi, Ben says, Hayes, men glacht zu sitzen if the air condition.
Yes, yeah.
Like to
The
sit
air
in
conditioning. And men glacht essen ice cream. Ice
Ice
cream.
cream.
Ice
Mhm.
cream.
Sure we do. Sure
Uh-huh.
we do. Okay.
I'm
No.
afraid we do.
We were talking about things. If it's a rainy day, as regent, we can gain ins Kino. We can gain in Kino.
Oh, to the
The
movies.
cinema. The
Movie
cinema, the movies.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Very, very good. Oh, one thing for sure. When I was a child, especially, often Zimmer gehen wir essen Kavana. Gehen wir essen Kavana.
Watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon.
Watermelon.
Kavana. Kavana. And if it's hot and we don't have air condition, we can
Dan. Fuch.
facha.
Fucha.
Facha. Fokher. Facha. And
Uh-oh.
one of the jokes we always had is telling people to go fuck themselves. It really in Yiddish it would be facher zich. Facher zich. Remember, I talked about all these things being reflexive. So
Mhm.
do that to yourself, facher zich. But it's facher.
Go
Not
fan yourself.
Mhm.
fan yourself.
Oh,
Okay,
sounds effective.
very good. A lot of words there that probably you wouldn't use often, but some of them are good to know. Ice cream is basically ice cream. Air condition is air conditioner. So air condition is air conditioner. Okay. A shiffle. Remember that F and P in the Hebrew language, they're basically the same letter. So if you
Mm.
change the F to a P, a shipple. Okay, a ship, big. A shipple is smaller. Okay, so it's a boat, a shiffle. Okay, a shiffle. And zegel, well, is a kinda almost sounds like sail. A zegel shuffle. A zegel shuffle. Okay. Zummer Sprinkler. And we sang a little bit of Porgy and Bess, right? Zummer Zeit und der Leben ist gering. Gering, easy. Nicht schwer, not difficult, not hard. Gering, easy. Gering. Very good. And then we also said we had a saying from way back, as me greit Sommer hat men auf Winter. As me greit Sommer hat men auf Winter. If you prepare in the summer,
Mhm.
you'll have
Enough
for the winter.
for the winter.
Okay. Make hay while the sun shines. Make hay while the sun shines, okay? If you prepare in the summer, you'll have for the winter. Okay, there was I think a fable having something to do with that. That the ant and whatever one worked all summer and come the winter had what to eat and the other one had nothing. Okay, so ich hab voor alle mensen heid a bissel of wits. Me glachen a wits.
Mhm.
What's is a wits? What's is a
Joke.
wits?
A joke.
A joke, okay? So pay attention, you'll translate for me. If you don't translate for me, I'll translate for you. A mole,
One time. Once
Once
upon a time.
zennen gewein, zwei Brüder.
There were two
There were
brothers.
two
There were
brothers.
Once upon a time, there were two brothers, Shlomi and Avram.
Mhm.
Shlomi and Avram, okay? Shlomi hat gerufen sein Bruder. Shlomi hat
Shlomi.
gerufen sein Bruder.
Called his brother.
Shlomi asked his brother.
Didn't ask, nicht fragt. Ruft,
Told.
told,
Told.
Oh,
geruft, told. Fragt is asked. Zu
oh, okay,
sehen,
right.
was steht bei ihm. Zu sehen, was steht bei ihm. Okay?
What are you doing?
Called his brother, zu sehen,
Oh, to see what he
That's
was
what
doing.
you're doing.
was tut bei ihm. What's doing by
By
him,
him.
how things are, right? Okay. And he says, Sis bei uns nicht geht, Bruder. Sis bei uns
Not good by
nicht
us.
geht.
It's not good by us.
Yeah, it's not good by us, brother. Veint Avram. Veint Avram.
Ask Abraham.
Abraham did what?
Ask.
Hut veint.
Cries.
Oh,
Oh,
it's crying.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was
Crying.
crying. So it's not good by us, brother. He cried. Unsere Freund Yossi.
Our
Unsere
friend Yossi.
Freund
And
Yossi.
Joseph.
Mhm.
Was ist gewesen in Cheder mit uns? Was ist gewesen in Cheder?
Who was in
Mit-
Hebrew school with you?
Went to school with
Was
us.
in Hebrew school or grade school with us, yeah.
Uh,
Hat gestorben.
who
Died.
died.
He died. He died. Was? Schreit Shlomi. Was?
What?
What happened?
What?
what? Yeah.
What screamed Shlomi? Was sagst du?
What are you saying?
Oh, you
Bist me sugar?
You
Michelle,
crazy?
Are you crazy?
Are you
Crazy?
crazy? A Zeide that zählt mir a Zanayas? A Zeide that zählt mir a Zanayas?
You're telling me such news?
A Zeide that zählt mir.
So
This.
Like this? You tell me such news?
Oh,
Just
okay. In
blurting
this
it
way,
out.
you tell me. Okay.
What are you saying? You're crazy? Like this you tell me such news? Ich kann so haben a heart attack.
I could
I
have
could
a
have a heart attack.
Like this, I could have a heart attack. So his brother says, no. Was ihr haben gesagt? So what should I have said? Erst,
first.
First,
du kennst sagen mir,
You could
die-
tell me
is gewesen auf the Dach. Is gewesen auf the Dach.
He was on the
Dach
roof.
is the word. He's on the roof. The Dach is the roof. Danach,
next,
Next.
afterwards, danach, kannst mir sagen,
You can
you could say to me,
as it is a raufgefallen von Dach.
he fell off the roof.
he fell
That he
off the
fell
roof.
off the roof.
The
Und morgen,
morning.
Tomorrow,
In the
and
morning.
tomorrow, it can mir rufen,
You can
zu sagen, as is gestorben.
then you
And
could tell me that
tomorrow-
he's died.
You could call me to tell me that he's dead. Besser, no?
better, no?
Ja, Avram, du bist richtig.
You're
Ja,
right.
Avram, du bist
Mhm.
richtig.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Ich soll hab getun sei. Ich soll hab getun sei.
Should have done
I
that.
should have done it that way.
I should have done that. So he says, no, Hazai is. Nu azay is. Nu
That's the way it
azay
is.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, so that's the way it is. Soll haben das lichte Gan Eden. Soll haben
He should have.
das lichtig. Licht.
Light.
This is a licht.
A
The
light.
light
Okay. Lichtig Gan Eden. This is Gan Eden.
of the Garden
Heaven.
of Eden.
Heaven, paradise,
Mhm.
okay? Zog mir weiter. Zog mir weiter. Wie, azoi is the mama. Zog mir weiter.
Tell me further.
Tell me further. Tell me more. How's mama? Oi, Bruder. Die Mama is auf dem Dach.
Mom's on the roof.
Die Mama is auf dem Dach. Versteht, Ella? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Now afterwards I will send this to you. I didn't want to lose the punchline, so I didn't send it in advance, but you'll get it afterwards now. Azoi. Okay. Now you notice virtually every word there, we've already had. Some of them a long time ago.
Mhm.
Okay. The only new word that I could think of there is dach and gestorben. And I think I told you that joke way back when, maybe not. I probably didn't tell it to you in Yiddish. I probably told it in English. So maybe I will. I'll tell that one also. I've got it here. So Uncle Mayor comes from the old country. This is early on, like maybe the early teens or the 20s in this century. And he comes over from the old country, and come Shabbos, the very first Shabbos he's here, he's invited over for a big Shabbos lunch, and all the family that's here, they're going to get together and have. Well, from where he comes from, things are not so great. And here he is sitting there after Shabbos, and there's gefilte fish, and there's kugel, and there's challah, and there's schnapps, and there's pastrami, and there's corned beef, and there's chicken, and fresst as there is nicht kein morgen. Okay, he's eating like there is no tomorrow. And
Like
like there's no
tomorrow.
meantime,
like-
everybody wants to know about the people that are still back home. So they say to him, Mayor, nu, tell me, wie ist dein Mama gestorben? Dein Mom is gestorben, your mother died gestorben. And the fette uncle is gestorben. Fette uncles? It's a younger man is gestorben. Well, I'll make a long story short. He does this for about, 10 people. And finally they said to Mayor, was is mit dir? The ganze Welt is gestorben? What's with you? The whole world died? And he says to them, as ich es, wenn ich es, hab ihr allen dread.
Oh.
When I'm eating, everybody can drop that. Don't bother me with that nonsense. I'm eating. Okay, so I could have told that one all in Yiddish, but best of this way. Best of Azai. Okay, so red Yiddish. As mir wollen reden Yiddish, was darf mir tun?
What do you need?
As mir wollen reden Yiddish, if you want to speak Yiddish, was darf mir tun? What do we need to do?
Learning.
Wir dürfen reden Yiddish. Okay. If you want to speak Yiddish, you have to speak Yiddish. Okay. In this group, mit dem Menschen, wir reden a pur Wörter Yiddish, aber the mehr auf English. We speak a few words of Yiddish, but mostly we speak in English, okay? Wir darf reden do mehr Yiddish. We have to speak.
We have to speak more Yiddish.
More Yiddish. Do we have to be fluent? Nein. Aber was wir können sagen auf Yiddish, dürfen wir sagen. Wir tun sagen auf Yiddish. Ja?
Yeah.
That which we can say in Yiddish, we should say in Yiddish, and everything else of English. And where it's possible, we'll throw you the other words that you need. Eventually we'll get there. Are we going to become fluent Yiddish speakers here? Ich denk as net. Okay, I think as
Ja.
net. No, aber wenn wir hört a Yiddish word, can wir verstehen, ja? When we hear a Yiddish word, we can understand. Wir can reden a bissel. Wir can sagen a pure Sachen. We can hear some things and we can say a few things, okay? Also wie Gekaken auf mir. How Patchentuches. Hack mir nicht kein Scheinig. Mach mir a Kugel. Okay? You should be able to understand those things. You should be able to say those things. Geh weg mit dem Dreck. Go away with that. Okay? Things that you're able to say. All right? Pesach kommt. Wir gehen lernen the Manishtana. Okay? Pesach is coming. We're going to learn the Manishtana. Little things. Okay. I'm going to speak in Yiddish. You're going to tell me in English. Ich bin a drucker.
You're a
I'm
printer.
talking about professions.
Printer.
Ich bin a drucker. Okay. Ich bin a lehrer.
Teacher.
Ich bin a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
Ich bin a Krankschwester.
A nurse.
I'm a nurse. Ich bin a
Krankschwester.
handler. Ich bin a handler.
A manager?
No.
No.
Lustigel is
salesman.
gefahren handler.
Businessman.
A salesman.
Oh,
Ich
salesman.
fuhr a taxi. Ich fuhr a taxi.
Drive a
I
taxi.
Drive
drive
a taxi.
Ich fuhr an Autobus.
Drive
I drive a bus.
Bus.
Ich fuhr a Bahn.
I
I
drive a
drive a
train.
train.
I drive a train.
Bus.
Ich bin a
Oh.
Schneider.
I'm a
Ich bin
tailor.
a
I'm
Schneider.
a tailor.
A Schneider. I'm a tailor. Ich bin a Gelernter.
I am a learned.
Scientist.
Scientist, a
Oh,
Gelernter.
yeah.
Ich arbeite mit computers.
I
work with
computers.
I work with computers.
Ich bin an Advocat.
I'm a
I'm
lawyer.
a
Lawyer.
A lawyer.
An advocate, a lawyer, right? This one is a tough one you probably won't see. Ich bin a verwählerisch. Ich bin a
Entertainer.
verwählerisch. I'm an entertainer, okay? Ich, MS,
MS.
MS,
MS.
ich bin ausgedient.
You're retired.
Tired.
Retired.
I'm retired, okay?
Tried to retire.
Yeah, I tried to retire. Now I work for my wife. Ja, from her ich bin nicht, für sie bin ich nicht ausgedient. Ich habe das Sachen zu tun. Der Wasch und der Käufen und
Shopping.
was sie will nicht tun, ich tue. Aber sie nimmt zu mir den Strap. I get a beating otherwise, okay. Was tun mir für Spaß? Was tun mir für Spaß?
What do you
What do we
do
do
for
for
fun?
fun?
What do I do for fun? Ich gehe in Kino.
Go to the
Ich
movies.
gehe in
Go to the
Kino.
movies.
Okay. Ich schreibe Messages.
All right, letters.
Ich schreibe Messages.
My
And
sister. I write
stories.
stories.
Write stories.
I write stories. I'm an author, okay? Ich schreibe Lieder.
I write
I
songs.
write songs.
I write songs or poems. Lieder could also be poems.
Oh,
Be in
okay.
context. Okay. Ich spiele tennis.
You play
I
tennis.
play
Tennis.
tennis.
Ich spiele baseball.
I
play
I play
Baseball
baseball.
player.
Ich guck auf Television.
I
Watch
watch
television.
Ich gehe zu der Sportsel. Ich gehe zu der Sportsel.
To the sports stadium.
I go to the gym.
I go to the gym. And what do I do at the gym? Ich jennentong. Ich jennentong.
I exercise.
exercise.
I exercise. You see? So, little things we do. Ich schwimm.
I swim.
I swim.
Ich schwimm auf der Teich.
In the lake.
I swim at the
Ich
lake.
schwimm auf der Yam.
In the
In the
sea.
sea.
Swim in the sea.
There we go. Ich spiele a musikalisch Instrument.
Play a
I,
music.
Play
I
musical
play a
instrument.
musical instrument.
Ich spiele Piano.
I play the piano.
There we go. Ich spiele ein Pfeif.
Play the flute.
I play the flute.
I play the flute.
Is that-
Ja, we zijn een zeer klinge mensen. Zeer kling. Okay, what does that mean?
We're
Very
so
smart.
smart.
Zenin.
They're
We're
smart.
Smart.
very smart people. What does that? Okay, good. So, got a whole bunch of new words, but they're not coming just as unique words. Sometime back, we started learning songs, and there was one song that I played for you, and I said, we're just going to do this because it's culturally nice and it's a fun song. Everybody knows it. And I said, down the line, when we know a little bit more, we'll actually get into the words.
Hmm.
Heint is dem tug. Today's
Today
that
is the
Okay,
day.
today's
okay.
the day.
So you're not going to remember all this, but you have the word list, and I'm just going to go through it, and we're going to have the lyrics up while they're singing. Glust, glust, glust. Think lust with a G. All right. If you lust after something, you
Glust.
want it. Okay.
Mhm.
Glust, desires. Desires. This song is Romania. In Romania, trinken Wein, mir essen Mama Liga. Ich habe sehr lieb zu essen Mama Liga.
Mhm.
Mama Liga is a cornmeal mush, very
Oh, yeah.
similar to what you would call polenta.
Uh-huh.
Polenta is generally served harder, and it may actually have a shape, so that it may be served as a disc, maybe that wide, with gravy on it. Mama Liga is not usually served with gravy. If you think about cream of wheat, how many people have eaten cream of wheat
Mhm.
in their lifetime? Think about cream of wheat made out of corn. Mama Liga. You can have it spicy, you can have it sweet. There's a lot of ways to eat Mama Liga. I love this stuff. I don't remember how my grandmother made it.
How's it different from
Oh.
grits?
And
Yeah,
huh?
that's what I was gonna
How
ask.
is it
Oh,
different from
grits
grits?
is
No.
nasty. This is much
Oh.
finer grain. Grits
It's
is
fine, right?
yeah, grits is like
Oh.
steel oats. It's really chewy. This is very fine.
Um,
But I
It's
love
sort
it.
of like, it's like polenta, but it's more closer to oatmeal in texture, but without the
It's right.
bumps.
It's not that firm. When you make polenta, polenta is usually firm. Mama Liga is not. Okay. A karnetska. A karnetska is, it's not a meatball. It's kind of like a meatloaf, but it's small and it's a delicacy. A karnetska. Okay. Carne in Spanish would be meat. Okay. A
Right,
karnetska.
right.
Remember now, this is Romanian, and the thought is that a lot of the Romanian Jews actually came from Spain.
They're
So we
Sephardic.
believe many of them are Sephardite. Okay.
Mhm.
My son is still trying to prove that my father's family, because my father came directly from Romania when he was 1 year old. So they're trying to prove that because the name was actually David, Davit, which should have been David, in the other countries. And when we got here, the T became an S. Ellis Island, everybody got changed. But Karnitska, we believe that came from the Spanish at some point.
Carolina.
Doch, doch,
Mm.
Dokh, doch, not dach. Dakh is a roof. Doch is of course. And I see I made a boo-boo on the sheet that I sent you. I left out the C. Of course,
Doch.
yet, still, doch. Iberal, Iberal, Iberal.
Overall.
Over,
All.
all, generally. And in the way they use it in the song, they are saying Iberal everywhere. Okay, overall, generally, everywhere. Not really everywhere. There would be better ways to say that. Okay. A bice. Ich hab a bice. Ich bin hungrig and ich darf haben a bice.
Bite.
Bice is a bite. A bite. Verbeißt. Verbeißt de Brood. Verbeißt de Brood.
A
He
bite of bread.
He
He
bites the
bites
bread.
the bread. Okay. So verbeißt, bites, or grabs a bite. By my family, we would say hop a bite. Hop is to grab, and I believe that word is here.
Compromise.
Hapt a bite. Hapt a bite. Verbeißt, hapt a bite. Verbeißt, hapt a bite. He grabs a bite. Okay? Either way. Kashkaval. Sounds like kasha, but it isn't. Kashkaval. It's a kind of
Kaval.
cheese made from sheep's milk. And apparently in Romania, it is a delicacy. Kashkaval. It's a little
What
cheese.
cheese?
Think about the
A
laughing cow.
cheese?
It's a cheese.
Okay.
Kashkaval. Remember the laughing cow cheeses that you see in the store? The
Uh-huh.
ones with the little red stuff there. A kashkaval was like probably like a cheese ball like that. Very, very tasty, but it's made from sheep's milk. Meg. Meegtun, kentun, meegtun. Meg, may, can do it, may do it, can do it. It's meglach. It's meglach. It's possible.
Possible.
It can be done.
Meg.
Meg can. Meglach can be done. It's possible. Meglach. Meglach. Meg, may, can, meglach. Possible. Okay. This is a funky one. Haben zu singen und zu sagen. Haben is to have, zu singen,
To sing
to sing, und zu sagen.
and to say.
Okay, so if we translate it literally, have for singing and saying. I have this for singing and saying. Really, what they're trying to tell you is that they're going through trials and tribulations. I have so much here, it makes me just go crazy. I'm singing, I'm saying, it's too much for me to deal with. It's a crazy expression, but that's what it
Yeah.
means. Zu singen and zu sagen is to go through trials and tribulations. Are you ever going to use this expression? Most probably not. That's the one we put in the back of the glossary. It's there if we ever want it, but we're probably not going to use it. A castrovet. A castrovet is a cucumber. And that probably comes directly from the Romanian. Okay? Because
Castrovet.
a castrovet, I didn't see it in a Yiddish dictionary. So I'm thinking that comes directly from Romanian, and it's a cucumber. Because what we have in Yiddish is like a pickle, a gherkin. It's a ugerki. Ugerki is a cucumber. In Yiddish, ugerki. Now, a gherki, if you think a gherkin, it's like a pickle. What is pickles made from? Pickles are made from cucumber.
Cucumbers.
Okay. So they call it a castrovet. That's probably Romanian. Kechena. Kechena. Well, we talked about a kezkochen. Okay. Remember, we talked about kezkochen, cheesecaking. Okay. To koch.
Cheesecake.
That's what koch. To koch is to
Cook.
cook. Okay. And kochen is cooking. Okay. A kochen can also be the person who does the cooking, the cook. So if a kochen is a cook, what is a kechena? What happens when we put N on the end of something?
Oh,
We make it diminutive. We make it smaller. Kinderlich. Okay. Make it smaller. So it's a little cook. The little cook. The little cook. We're being cutesy here. The kechela. The kechela. Okay. Brins. Brinza. It's a type of cheese, again, probably Romanian. And the Romanian that I found didn't say Brins, it said Branza, Branza. When I looked up, on the Romanian site, it was neither Brins or Brinza, it was Branza. But again, our people came from
Here it is.
everywhere. They did some things with it. Brins is also cheese. The Stelia. Stelia is the ceiling. Der Dach is the roof. That's outside. The Stelia is above my head inside. Does that sound like a Yiddish word or a Russian word?
Sounds Russian, doesn't it?
Russian or Polish, right? So they probably stole that from somewhere. We've been everywhere. Okay.
It's
This one's hard to
strange.
pronounce. A patlajala. A patlajala.
Hot
A
blazula.
patla. It's a pickled tomato, and it's a
Ooh.
small pickled tomato. How do we know
Mm.
that? Because the "e" on the end makes it
Ella.
diminutive.
Mm-hmm.
So a patlajala. A kish. Some people pronounce it kush. Kishmir in toches.
Yes.
A
Kiss.
kish is a kiss, not a kishin. A kishin is a cushion or a pillow. A kish is a kiss. Okay.
How about a kishka?
A kishka is your intestine. Okay. A kitchen is a pillow. A kish is a kiss, and a kishka is intestine. Usually stuffed with flour and spices, and it will give you agita, give you heartburn. Eigen. Don't confuse this word. Eugen is eye. Okay. Eigen is own. That is an eigen enemy. He's his worst enemy. Okay. Eigen, your own. Mein
Your
eigen
own.
Zurich. I have my, ich hab mein eigene Zurich. Ich hab mein eigen. Notice I put an E at the end of it, adjectival. Ich hab mein eigene Zurich. I have my own troubles. Die hast dein Zurich, ich hab mein eigene Zurich. Eigen, my own. Okay. Eigen, eigene. Jenner. That, specifically that one, Yenner. Also Yenim, okay, when we refer to a person.
Yeah.
Yenim in this. Yenim, we're referring to a person. Yenner, that one over there. Very general. Ungetun. Ungetun. Tion de Heisen. Tion de Heisen. Tion des Kleid. Tion, put on. Asmer as me untin
Wear or
the
dress?
Kleid, as me untin the Kleid is mir ungetun. If you put on the dress, you are
You're dressed.
ungetun. You're dressed. Ungetun. Dressed. Okay. This is a funky one. Shkrabis. Shkrabis. Shkrabis are rags, tatters. Well, you say, wait a minute. We know the word shmata. A shmata is a rag.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I need to do some cleaning, I'm gonna grab a shmata. I'm gonna grab a rag to do some cleaning. And if I refer to this, old dress that I have, what, you're wearing that shmata? So I'm referring to the dress as if it was a rag to wipe up things with, that it's not fit to be an article of clothing. But if you're wearing tattered clothing, you're wearing taka, unfortunately, because you're poor or whatever, and your clothing is all tattered, you're wearing rags. Shkrabis. Shrabes. Shkrabis. Scrubs.
Ungetun in alter
If they're not, but
Like
Scrabis.
scrubs, yeah.
What's a shmata?
It's a shmat. So a shmat again is a rag you clean with. Shkrabis is rags that you're wearing, unfortunately. Lahavdil, we should know from
What my
such.
wife used to refer to as darkroom clothes when my photo business was doing well. Had some clothes she didn't want anyone to see. Those were the darkroom clothes.
Okay, so here we go. Lekuvid. This actually comes
Honor.
from Hebrew.
The COVID.
To
Mhm.
honor or in honor of. If you're ever in a grocery store, you're in a religious neighborhood, and you see young kids with their mama, especially with mama, not so much with tata, and they're shopping to get stuff for Shabbos, the kid will invariably pick up candy or cookies or something, and the mother will say, no, no, no. And the kid will look and say, look, Covid Shabbos. Look, Covid Shabbos. That way she can't say no. Look, Covid Shabbos. To honor the Sabbath, you see. It's not just like this, but look, Covid Shabbos. Okay.
Nice try,
And
kid.
Yeah, and that's the expression they're going to use here, in honor of, for the glory of, and it's directly from Hebrew. And it's exactly how we say it in Hebrew, L'Kuved Shabbos, L'Kuved Yontif, L'Kuved Haregel. The regel is also a holiday, okay? Zugenommen, zugenommen. Nem versus nem.
Take.
Take.
Take, okay? Zugenommen, zugenommen.
Take
I
away.
took-
Die hast es and ich hab zugenommen.
I
Taken
took it.
away. Yeah. Took it away. Takes away, took away. Chapt, we already said chapt is grabbed. Could also be steals. Okay, it could also be steals. A kitzel. As my hub mom.
Tickle.
Yeah, man, darf give my
Kitzel.
kitzel. Okay. Sometimes when you want to hurry somebody up, say give a kitzel. Okay, give a shekel, give a kitzel. Give yourself a tickle. Get moving. Okay. 16. 16, it's an age. 16.
16.
16. Gekrecht.
Krach.
Gekrecht.
Pain. A sigh.
A sigh, a grumble, a complaint, depending on context. Okay? So that's a lot of words.
Mhm.
All of those words. This is why I didn't do this song up in the beginning, because there's a lot of new stuff there. So, do you have the words, the song words? Probably not. Let's see if I can. Okay, good. If you
I have the
them, that's
song words, but I don't have
Good.
that list.
no, that list you wouldn't have. You actually
okay.
you should. The new words list you should have gotten.
I didn't
Did
get.
everybody not get that?
No.
Oh,
Shame on me. A potch, a potch, a potch. Oh boy. All right. Does everybody have the song words though? The words to the
yes.
song.
I've got the song,
Okay.
but not a list of
So
words.
let me make sure that I share the sound. But you want to do that in stereo, high fidelity. And let's hear about Romania. They go very fast at the end. Duff, by the way, is a chaz, and he sings well.
It's like a Yiddish and Miles Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Romania, 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 Romania. Che venammo la lantazis, poi a scena. Romania, 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 poi Romania, Romania. Che venammo la lantazisa, poi a fine. Dort zu wohnen ist ein Vergnügen, was das Herz bloß dir das kennst zu kriegen. Euer Mama ligele, a pastramele, a carnazzele, una gleisele, a weine. Wanderingen mit Berala me verwesta Kastrava. Ay dig 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 da mai dig 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 da. Ay dig 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 da mai dig 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 da. In Romania ist dort geht Funken Sorgen bis mit nicht Wein trinken schmeckt ein Sperre mehr vorbei statt gestrafe Hei dig 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 da hei dig 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 da hei dig 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 da hei dig 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 Oi gewartet wir mich schiege fallen nur berin ze mama liegen tanze freisen diese stelle weg es am patlogele zima tattige dame zima tattige dame zima tattige dame zima tattige dame ai se zame kaje besser kennen sein ai a fargigen is nur romanisch wein die Rumänen trinken Wein und essen Mama liegen ist kisch zeigen bei wohin ist mich gesetzt tattige dame sitz tattige dame opa tattige dame tattige dame ai se zame kaje besser kennen sein ai a fargigen is nur romanisch wein
We go fast. Pay attention.
Hai porken mit schmai steht pustet gerne kai und getonnen alte schrabes macht der kibel kovet schabes tattige dame tattige dame tattige dame tattige dame ist mein schhoem und gekommen der beste heilig zu dir so mit mein schhoem borg spiel hat der kitzer und der stiel tattige dame tattige dame tattige dame tattige dame und das Mädel level hat sich nun sie will sich nun sie leuchten schuh ai 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 Ay 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 Geht's wirklich in diese Meute, wenn sie kalt setzen wenn man kischt den alte Meute, hätte sie uns zu krexen Setz, tattige Gedam, setz, tattige Gedam, setz, tattige Gedam, setz, tattige Gedam Heiß zusammen, kaje, besser kennen sein Ai, a Parkenigen ist nur Rumänisch Wein Heiß zusammen, kaje, besser kennen sein Ai, a Parkenigen ist nur Rumänisch Wein
Wenn ich kann singen, wie singt, kann ich machen ein Leben. Oi! If I can sing the way he sings, can I make a living?
Fabulous.
Davens for the Almond. I mean, he davens for the Almond. He's a chazan first class. So hang on a second. I want to bring this up so that we can deal with it over there. Okay. I'm going to move this to the side so I can see. So we go back through this a little bit together. Everybody has theirs, so you can see mine. Okay. Some people say, oi, it doesn't really matter. It depends on the singer. I think I sent you 3 different sites for this. The Barry sisters don't do the whole thing. And the Limelighters, they're American folk singers, one of whom happens to be Jewish. They machen Sport von dem Lied. Okay, they machen Sport. They make fun of this song, but they do sing some of it, and it's a lot of fun. So if you get a minute, go on YouTube and look at it. Okay, Romania, that's obvious. Gewen amol. That once upon a time there was a land. There used to be a land. Once there was a land. Azisa, we know Zis. Ashena, pretty lovely. Okay, Gewen amol. There once was a land. Azisa, a fine land. Dort, there. Zu wohnen. Ich wohne in New Jersey. I live in Ohio. There to live is a Fargenigen. Remember this song we did? Joe and Paul love Fargenigen. A Fargenigen is a pleasure. It's just, it's a Fargenigen. It's wonderful. There's other ways of saying that. Was das Herz? What your heart lust
desires.
Kennst du kriegen? You can get it. Whatever you want there, you can get. A mamaligala. It's diminutive. Mamaliga, mamaligala. A little mamaliga. A pastramala. A little pastrami. A karanatsala. A little meat pie. Okay. And a glazel of wine. Okay. Romania is well known for their wines.
They translate. Can hear Karnatsala. They translate as a carnation.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's an old one. I'm sorry. I did correct.
It's a little
Okay,
literal.
a meat pie. I thought I made the correction. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was actually what they had on one of the websites, and it's wrong when I copied it. In Romania is doch get. Okay, they translate it as in Romania life is so good.
Yeah.
Doch doesn't really mean so. So would be azoy get. Okay,
As like it,
doch it's of course good.
of course. But
Who would think anything else? In Romania, it's good. Life is tremendous, okay? But it doesn't say life. It says is doch good. It is, of course, good. They translate as life is good. Was is life? Der Leben. So in the Romanian, der Leben is good, okay? But they don't say that. Is doch good. Von kein Deiges. We did have this word before. Deiges are worries. Von kein Deiges weiß man nicht. From such worries, we don't know of it. We just don't know. Nobody knows of worries there. Everything is carefree. Alavai. That's why you all came running to America, because everything was so good over there. We're not going there. This is yearning for home. Me verbeist. Obviously, mir verbeist. Okay. You see, they abbreviate it. Me verbeist mit Kashtaval. Okay. We have a bite, we eat. We take a bite of cheese. Okay. This fancy cheese. I dig it up. In Romania is doch get. In Romania, it's of course good. Von kein Sorgen. Okay, we say Sorgen. Okay. From kein Sorgen, from such sayings, weiß man nicht. From such sayings, nobody knows. What kind of sayings? Sayings of woe. Okay. From such terrible things. Okay. What terrible things? The things they said about above, Deiges. Okay, Deiges are worries. So from such things, we don't talk about it, okay? Wein trinkt man. We drink wine. Smeg sein spät. Notice the S apostrophe. S meg. It may be late. Smeg. Smeg sein late. Okay, spät is late. We know that one, okay? Men verbeißt. Men and have a bite of, okay? A custard. I told you what a castrovet is. Like a cube. Okay. I dig it dumb. I gewollt ich wär mischiga. Oh my help. Oh God. Oh wow. What was me? Oh, terrible things happening. Ich wär mischiga. I'm going crazy. Ich lieb nur Prince. I love only, or I care only for, they say, ich lieb, I love Prince, which is a cheese, Branza, and Mama Liga. Ich tanz, I dance, und freizig. Really freizig, I make myself happy, I make myself joyful. But, and I say, I do that biz der Stelia. I make myself happy to the ceiling. So I'm jumping up. I'm jumping up and down. I'm really excited, like a kid, who's so excited. I'm going to the circus. I'm going to the circus. I'm going to the circus. Woo! Okay. Ich freizig biz der Stelia. Up until the sky, up into the ceiling. Wenn ich ess, when I eat, a patlagella. Patlagella. Again, sounds more Italian to me than Romanian, but okay. And that's a small pickled tomato. Very much a delicacy there. A patlagella. Zingma, these are just words. Zingma, te yiddly dum, zingma, okay. I, sis, well, remember sis, S is, apostrophe, S is a machaya. Machaya, if you take it from the Hebrew, machaye hamesim, revival of the dead. So something that's a machaya, if you're just like, I'm holishing from the heat out there and I have an iced tea. Machaya. Or I come in from the heat and the air conditioning is on and the living room is really cold. Das is best, machaya. Okay. Exactly. So when you say it's a machaya, a fargenigen, a machaya trumps a fargenigen. Okay. Machaya trumps a fargenigen. It's a fargenigen, it's a really joyful thing. A machaya is like it's a revival. Okay. A machaya. Dame Moit is mein Tochter, ja?
Ja,
Sie ist schöner von mir.
ja,
Sie ist schöner von mir. Okay, so,
echt wij.
yeah, exactly. Is a machaya besser can it sein? Better it can't be. Things, what could be better? And better it can't be. Okay. I a fargenigen, oh, a delight, is nor Romanish wine, is but Romanian wine. Okay. If you put it in correct grammar, oh, the only delight is Romanian wine. Romanian wine is the best. You can't have anything better than that. Okay.
If I had given my Bubba a hug, was der hat gesagt?
No. We're working on a song now. Später. Okay.
And she would say, "Samachaya."
Right. The Romana, those are the Romanians. Okay. Somebody from Romania is a Romana. Die Romana trinken Wein. This doesn't really make sense in one sense because it looks like it's talking singular, but it's really Die Romana trinken Wein. So they're saying Romanians. They made it plural, drinking wine. Und essen Mamaliga. We now know what Mamaliga is. Wer is kissed sein eigen Weib, and he who kisses his own wife. Jena is Meshiga. He's the crazy one who kisses his own wife. He's nuts. You have to go out and kiss the other girls. Leave your wife home. Okay. Doesn't sound good, ladies. I'm sorry, I didn't write the words. Yen is Meshiga. Yokum per kun min shmayu. This is right out of a Sabbath prayer on Saturday morning, right after the Tarway. Okay. It's one of the prayers. So Yukum Pukum min Shemaya, steht und kusht. Steht is stops, or stands really, not stops. Stands und kusht and kisses. The Ketna, the little cook, name is
Chaya.
Chaya.
You can put them in Shemaya. It's just nonsense words as far as the song goes. Okay, from a prayer, you stand and kiss the little cook Chaya. Ungetun, she's dressed in Ulta Schrabis, dressed in rags and tatters. Machta Kugel, the cook is Machta Kugel. She's making a pudding. Lokuvid Shabbos in honor of the Sabbath. Zetz te diggity dum yum by diggity dum. Is Moshe Chaim? Moshe Chaim is two names. It's a person's name. Is Moshe Chaim ungekommen? Okay, Moshe Chaim came along. Das beste Chelik zugenommen. Okay, the best part what? The best part of the kugel, obviously, that she's making there, is Moshe Chaim ungekommen, das beste Chelik zugenommen. He took away that part. And Moshe Chaim, just a name, Baruch Shmuel, just another name, okay? Chapt a kitzel, grabs a tickle, okay, steals a tickle, in der still, still, quiet, okay, in the quiet. Well, when you say chapt a kitzel in der still, he gave her a tickle in the quiet. He did it on the sly, nobody should see. But both of the boys did it. Moshe Chaim.
There's a song. Shash
Right?
still mach nicht kein Gerieder, der Rabbi steht und ganz Brüder.
Exactly. Shash still, be quiet. The rabbi, yes, exactly. We didn't get to that song yet. Maybe after spät, maybe later. Chap the kitzel in the still. Grabs a tickle, steals a tickle on the sly. Okay. Undus Mädel, and the girl, Nebuch, oh, poor baby Nebuch. Oh, such a shame. Oh, Nebuch, feel so bad for you. Okay. Und das Mädel Nebuch blost sich. They're saying it's pouts, but she blows herself. Now, let's not get vulgar here, okay? She's just frustrated. Okay. Blost sich. They're calling it pouting. Well, if you're going, you're frustrated with the whole business. So she's pouting. Und das Mädel nebech blust sich. The girl pouts. Okay, alas, the girl pouts. Und sie will nicht. She doesn't want it. Und sie will nicht. They say seems unwilling. No, that's not what the Hebrew Yiddish says. Und sie will nicht. And she doesn't want it. Nor sie lust sich. But she lets herself. She allows it. So she doesn't want them fondling her, but she lets them. True. Oh, boy. Such stuff. Get to kissing is a mite. Okay. It's good to kiss a lass. Now, a maidel is a little girl. Okay. This is a mite. She's a big girl. Okay. Get to kissing is a mite. Wenn sie is alt 16. When she's, they say sweet 16. When she's 16
years old.
Okay. When she's 16 years old. Wenn man kisst an alter Mädel, when one kisses an old maid, hebt sie uns zu krächzen. She begins to grumble. Okay. By this point, she wants no part of that kind of nonsense. And if you kiss an old maid, they're going to let you have it. They're not going to be happy with you. And Zetz, I diggity damas, is a machaya besser kenet sein euer Vergnügen. Is the Romanish wine. This, if our grandparents went to a show on 2nd Avenue or any place somebody was performing, invariably this song was going to be one of the songs that came up. It was a favorite. And especially because if you're dancing, it starts off slow. But when it gets to the end, okay, is Zimbab, I diggity dumb Zets, I diggity dumb Snoop, I diggity dumb. It says the Machaya backs again. They're dancing in circles and they're working up a sweat. Okay, they schwitzt wie Chazen. Okay, they're sweating like pigs.
Now I got a question for you. Was this written completely in a nostalgic vein from this country, or was this actually sung in Romania?
I believe this was written here. Hang on a second, if you would. Beth, can I call you back in about 10 minutes? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this was written here. And yes, obviously it's you know, you're thinking back to the old country and the way things were.
In the 90s, back in the 1990s, I was photographing many B'nai Mitzvah. At one particular, this song was sung, not exactly this version, but I had a photo assistant who worked with me. He was recently immigrated to this country from Albania. And the photo assistant hears the song and he turns to me and he says, Romania is terrible country.
It's terrible country. Yeah, maybe so.
I just said to him, the song is about the way it was.
Okay, so I have found, and I sent you a link for some Yiddish stuff from there. And one of the things we don't have time for it now. It's already late. But this is stuff, if you can read the Yiddish, fine. If not, I'll try to transliterate for you. But this is a kid, this is practice reading and speaking in Yiddish. And this is basically children writing home from camp. This says, this is Matalazant, that's his name. Zummer bin ich in camp. Summer I'm in the camp. And his sister, Sarala, zogt, ich bin nicht in camp. I'm not in camp. Mein Mishpacha hat a Zummerhaus. Okay, my family has a summer house.
Has a house.
The little things to practice. I did send you the site. Would recommend highly that you look at it. And one of the things they do is they teach you the letters, okay? But like they'll give you the letter Daled, and then there'll be words with the Daled, and then they'll make sentences with those words with the Daled. So this is on top of what we're learning here. By the time you've done enough of it, there's a lot there. It's things you can have fun with. Unfortunately, we are already out of time. I think I covered just about everything that I had in mind. The show and tell for the Yiddish Book Center. Definitely look up that site. There's a lot to see there. And by the way, if you guys find things that you think are things we might want to look at, please share them with me. Send them to me. Let me know that, we're all out online. Whether it's a song, whether it's a poem, whether it's a vitz, whether it's a story, just a saying that maybe we haven't covered yet, let me know and we'll share it with everybody. Okay? I want everybody to have a very good fertile, not a fat, a fertile from July. Fertile, 4th of July. Okay. And what can I say? Trink nicht so viel Wein. Don't drink too much wine. Spiel nicht mit den fireworks. Spiel nicht. It's not good for you. Okay, it's dangerous. It's illegal. And we will see you 2 Wochen. Gehen wir alle sehen 2 Wochen in der Kommende. 2 weeks from now. Today is July 2nd, 9/16. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring a friend. Bring a friend. Invite somebody. Let's build our group a little bit. We have 126 people on the roster. A lot of people aren't coming anymore, and hey, I can't help that. If and when they come back, now they're going to be behind. Okay, but bring a friend. Let's see if we can bring the group up. Yeah? Sei mir alle gesinnt. Everybody be healthy. Freu sich. Have a good time. A gute Nacht alle.
Thank you, Al.
Sei gesund.
Sei gesund.